morning. How is everyone this glorious day? Yay! Hello! There we go. I am so delighted to share a Sunday morning with you as I am every single Sunday morning. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the senior minister here. Let's have a good time today. What do you say? All right.
If you agree that we're meant to live in harmony and set aside all that divides for the sake of humanity, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. If it could be that we agreed to meet on common ground, plant a tree and spread the fruit of love all around, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. If you believe like I believe, we can make a better world. Listen to each other till every voice is heard. Would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. What would you say if we found a way to end all poverty so all could live with dignity from sea to shining sea? Would you say yes? Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me think. What are we really saying yes to? Love. I love that. Yes, let us say yes to love. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna, so I've been asked a lot about the mustache that is growing. Just as a heads up, I am growing this ostensibly for the purpose of the show that I'm going to be performing in at Invisible Theater later this year. I was asked to grow it. And so it's the first time in my life that I'm sporting facial hair. First time really in my life. And so it's an interesting difference for me. Anyway, I just thought I would, let you know, because, people have been asking me about it. So there it is. Boy, if this is your first time, you're like, who is this guy?
Where's the plug?
Where's the plug? So I'm doing the show at Invisible Theater, their closing show of the season called Oh Coward. And we are going to have a Unity night where we have bought out the entire house, and you can get your tickets, I think already, you can get your tickets in the bookstore for that night. It's going to be on April 28th. So there we go. All right. But this is not about me. This is a community about us. And I just get to be the minister who stands up on the platform every week. Welcome once again to Unity of Tucson. As I said before, I'm Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I am the senior minister, and we are a community that likes to celebrate, have a good time. I sometimes will say that I like to be lighthearted in my life, but I am serious about spiritual practice. But spiritual practice doesn't always have to be spiritual practice. This, for me, is spiritual practice, celebrating, enjoying life. And so welcome to our celebration. We do have a vision and mission here at Unity of Tucson. I would love for us as a community, let us state out loud first these words of our vision statement. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. The theme of this month has been vision. And so when we talk about having a vision, what we were saying is, what is it that we are expecting in our experience? And so if we are expecting a world awakened to its magnificence, there's like things floating in the air. If we are expecting If we are expecting a world awakened to its magnificence, one of the questions that I will ask is, how do we get there? Well, that's where our mission comes into place, because we are the creators of our experience. And so let us acknowledge that the mission or steps that we can take in our lives to allow that vision to come into expression. And let us share together these words of our mission statement. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Just breathe into that. Especially in a time that we are experiencing currently of challenge. What does it mean for us to lead from these ideas? Love only. Love only. What is the impulse that comes up within in action when we love only? Forgive everything. What does it truly mean to live in a state of forgiveness? Forgiving of others, but mostly forgiving of ourselves. Neil Donald Walsh has suggested that forgiveness is unnecessary when we master spiritual understanding. And so let us endeavor to master spiritual understanding, knowing that forgiveness doesn't become necessary because it becomes part of our natural rhythm and expression of life. And mastering spiritual understanding begins with remembering who you are. Remember who you are. In New Thought, what we teach is that the I am that I am of each and every one of us is divine. We are expressions of the infinite divine presence and power that we call God. And so we are living a divine identity, expressing from the point of view of divine identity. And when we endeavor to remember who we are, that is what we are seeking to remind ourselves of. So just opening up and allowing those ideas to perhaps take hold in a different way than maybe they did last week or the week before. I am so deeply grateful for this community and for the ways that we are showing up in the world. It is my intention that I lead with gratitude in my life, and I would like to express my deep and sincere gratitude to Karen Ives. And the surprised look on her face, like she was not expecting that. Karen is a great leader in our community who is the chair for the gala event that we're having in just about 6 more weeks. And all the heart and soul that she has poured into that experience, not just that experience, but to this entire community. She was the president of the board when I joined this community as the senior minister, and I am deeply grateful for our companionship, our camaraderie, and for all that we are creating together. So thank you, Karen Ives. I want to say hello to everybody who's watching online. It's always a delight to know that we have magnificent individuals sharing with us in a virtual way. If this is your first time watching us, I would love to connect with you a little bit more. If you go to unitytucson.com/connect and fill out some information there, we can allow this conversation to continue. And I'm deeply grateful for you honoring us with your time and your presence. If you're here in the room for the first time, well, it's always a delight to welcome new friends. As you were coming in, you may have been invited to receive a gift. If that did not happen or you didn't receive that gift, you can receive that gift at the completion of today's celebration. But in addition to that gift, there's something we always like to share with those who are here for the first time. And so if you are comfortable with identifying yourself as someone joining us for the first time, would you please either stand up or raise your hand? Who's here for the first time? Welcome. Grateful to see you. Grateful to have you here. Thank you for being courageous and letting us honor you, because here's what we would like you to know. Shall we share this? Yes, let's say this together. You are magnificent. So grateful to you for sharing your magnificence, shining your light, and blessing us with your presence. And, that goes for all of us. We are all magnificent, and we believe that every single person we encounter is a reflection of inherent magnificence within each and every one of us. And so I would love for us as a community, let us all say this together: I am magnificent. Does that feel good? Yes. Wonderful. I feel good. I feel so good, I want to honor some traditions. That was a great segue, wasn't it? We have adopted a ceremony here called Lighting the Flames of Faith. It is meant to honor the religious paths, the spiritual ideas, all the faith traditions of the world, with the understanding that they're all grounded in love. Here to guide us in today's Flames of Faith ceremony, will you please welcome today's Keepers of the Flames, Sherry Hoffman and Pamela Hopkins. Hello.
Hello. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of surrendering to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all of those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space that we are holding for them and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. This final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experiences. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. For those who are new to our community, this is the peace candle, and we choose to keep the peace candle consistently illuminated as a reflection of a consistent illumination of peace within each and every one of our souls. And what we seek to employ in our lives is that inner peace is reflected in everything we think, everything we say, everything we do, every relationship. And when we live from that point of view, then right where we are, we become conduits for world peace. I think I'm feeling particularly moved by that today because I think we can use a lot more of that right now. As you are coming in, you may have noticed that the peace quilt is still available if you would like to write your messages of love and peace in the lobby. Let's honor world peace by sharing together this prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace reigns in the world. So it is. Just take a breath and allow. Allowing a time for some contemplation, easeful and gentle.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God when I pray. I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray.
As we take a breath, as we go deeper into this moment, we recognize the oneness of all that is. From the depth of our soul, we can feel that light of our God. We are part of infinite love, infinite wisdom, and infinite peace. That peace which passeth all understanding. Our prayers carry the richness of knowing who we truly are, and our faith is strengthened. There is no place we are that Spirit is not. The words here today are given and received with gratitude for this connection to spiritual wisdom. I know this to be true, and so it is.
Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
That beautiful prayer offered during the song was from one of our glorious prayer chaplains, Sherry Thomas, who is also here to guide us with this month's affirmation and also offer us a reading. So will you please welcome Sherry Thomas?
Good morning. I found a poem that I feel it resonated deeply with me, and I hope that happens for you too. It's by Denise Larkin, and it's called I See a Future. In a world where dreams ignite the sky, where hope takes root and hearts can fly, I see a future bright and clear, where love and peace conquer fear. I see oceans sparkle blue and clean. I see forests whisper evergreen. I see cities hum with gentle grace. I see harmony in every place. I see children laugh with pure delight, dancing in the golden light. I see elders share their ancient tales. Wisdom rides on the sails. I see technology, a tool of good, bridging gaps as it once should. Hand in hand, we forge ahead, every tear and wound now shed. I see borders fade. I see walls dissolve. In unity, I see our problems solved. I hear every voice, a note in a song. Together, we are strong. I see nature's bounty freely shares by every creature who deeply cares. I see earth reborn in vibrant hues, healing in the morning dews. I see kindness bloom in every heart, a global canvas of art. I see darkest night to brightest dawn, a future so bright, a world is reborn. I see everyone dream to make it so. In every heart, let courage grow. With love and light, we pave the way for a brighter world and a better day. We'll do our affirmation. I will say it once, and this is the last time for this month, the vision, and then I'll ask you to repeat it twice with me. My vision of the world reflects my inner beliefs. And together, my vision of the world reflects my inner beliefs. And again, my vision of the world reflects my inner beliefs.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
So beautiful and so perfect. You know, as I have been reflecting upon that beautiful affirmation this month, it was written by Sandy Solomon, thank you. There's a call within that affirmation to begin to truly acknowledge what are your inner beliefs. Because if that is the manner in which your world is showing up, that's the thing to address in life. And I believe that we could all use a little bit more breath. And I believe, this is my belief, you get to decide what you believe, but my belief is that a path towards a better world might be just to simplify.
There's too many visionaries, too many blind luminaries, too many castaways out begging to be saved. There's too many money chasers ganging up on Mother Nature, creature comforting our paradise away. Ah, but who am I to say? I've just been born today in a cabin to myself out in the redwoods. And my word straight to God, or what I think is God. I know another way out if we all could stop for a minute, wipe the progress from our eyes, and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify. Advertising, mesmerizing us into that not riot now or never dream. There's too many corporations, too many television stations, too many restaurants not serving what we need. But who am I to say? I've just been born today in a cabin to myself out in the redwoods. And my word straight to God, or what I think is God. I know another way out if we all could stop for a minute, wipe the progress from our eyes, and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify. Stop for a minute, wipe the progress from our eyes, and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that song. A guy named Brendan James wrote it. Yeah, Brendan James. Yeah, it's been a real motivating song in my life for many, many, many years. Last time we sang it was like 3 years ago. I haven't sung it in a long, long time. But it felt really appropriate for our current times. I am feeling a lot of emotion today. I just am. And so you're probably going to see me leading with a little bit of emotion. You know, what else is new? I want to start, how do I want to start today? Well, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my notes that I considered. I want to start with the very first lyric of the song, because it ties into this month's theme of vision. And in the song, he wrote this. He said, "There's too many visionaries, too many blind illuminaries." And I think about this idea that, you know, could there be too many visionaries? Could there be too many illuminaries? Well, yes, I think if they're blind. I think that's the key. I think that we are allowing ourselves to be led by too many blind illuminaries, too many blind visionaries. People who, and you know, they're doing the best they can. I want to acknowledge that everyone's doing the best they can. Even if we perceive them doing destructive things, they are doing the best they can. This is the challenge that a lot of people have, and I'm going to say it out loud, but I don't know if you know this. I come from a background of theater. It was my career before this. Woohoo! I know, I say it all the time. When you stop laughing, I'll stop saying the joke. But one of the great lessons that I learned in theater is when I was invited to play the antagonist in a production, the villain, so to speak, the villain thinks they're the hero of the story. And so all of their actions are motivated by them thinking they are doing right, thinking they are doing good. And that's a challenge, because we can look around, all around us, and see people who are behaving in ways that are destructive. And it's guided and led by people who think that they are the hero of the story. And how do we address that? How do we work with that in our lives? I'm not telling you I have an answer today. Well, I sort of have an answer. I mean, do we live in a world, here's the thing, do we live in a world that is so deeply full of information and opinion and distraction that we are immobilized by all of that stuff and forgetting the truth of our being, forgetting to remember who we are, that we are the creators of our lives, that from the point of view of spirit, we are a majority. My favorite quote of Dr. Ernest Holmes, one of the great thinkers in the New Thought movement, is, "One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority." And that is a call to us, each and every one of us, to say, how is it that we are motivating and creating our lives? What is the vision that we are bringing to the expression and experience of our lives? I like social media too. I like to look at posts. I mean, you know, it's kind of part of our society now, and I look at posts and things, and I try not to be too distracted by all the garbage. But what happens in social media is it becomes kind of a first line of information. You know, it becomes a first line of opinion that is being shared widely. It becomes really a distraction in a lot of ways. What has been unfolding on social media recently, I had a revelation about it for myself. And if you are engaged in any kind of social media, maybe this will resonate with you. But I realized that continuing to expose myself to that garbage in, garbage out. I keep telling myself that having an awareness is key to allowing myself to step into doing something about it. But the key is you have to step in and do something about it. Because if I'm not doing something about it in my life, then all of that exposure is just creating a continued trauma response within me. Inaction becomes the result of that trauma response, because I become frozen, thinking, well, what could I possibly do? I keep seeing this stuff, but what can I possibly do about it in my life? Do something. Do something. You know, because I come from an artistic and creative background, I think personally that the way to really step into action in my life is through expression artistically. And that what I can do in my life is really engage the arts to become transformative in my world, in my experience. And as I do that, that exponentially grows throughout all humanity. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. So we can be immersed in vision. We can have a vision, a world that works for everyone, a world awakened to its magnificence. We can be engaged in that vision and not truly see what's happening all around us that is out of alignment with that vision, and then it becomes ours to do to engage ourselves in the expression of that vision. Living the vision means choosing clarity over clutter. And so, stop for a minute. Wipe the progress from your eyes and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive. One of my great joys living in Tucson, Arizona, is the sunsets that we experience here. To remember to go out and observe the beauty of the world. It's not necessarily being found on your computer screen or on your phone. Go out, experience it. One of the ways that we can engage this as well, because, part of my question is, spiritual philosophy is great. If we can't put it into practice, then what's the point? What is the point of a spiritual philosophy unless we can actually utilize it to enhance the quality of our lives? And so these several weeks I've been talking about the principles that we teach in Unity and the 5 basic principles of Unity. And this week is one that is all around action in our lives. And that action is rooted in this way. Principle 4, this is the 4th week of the year. Principle 4 says this: affirmative prayer and meditation are the primary practical tools we teach and use to design the events and experiences of our lives. Affirmative prayer and meditation are the primary practical spiritual tools we teach and use to design the events and experiences of our lives. Today, I really want to talk primarily about prayer. Meditation, I love meditation. We're bringing back meditation, don't forget, 2 weeks from today. We are bringing back the pre-service meditation. But prayer for me has become an invaluable tool to transforming my experience. And a lot of what I seek to engage in prayer is really inviting this idea that prayer is how I can simplify my seeing. I can simplify and deeply understand what it is I am seeing and experiencing through the practice of prayer. Because prayer is not for the purpose of changing things. I know people are always like, what? We do not teach that you can get what you want through prayer. That is not the philosophy. A lot of people come to this philosophy because they're like, oh, they teach I can pray and I can have the car that I want and I can have all the money in the world and I can consume, right? Prayer is not about changing things out there or being a consumer. It is about changing something within ourselves. Prayer is a method to reconnect and change our inner relationship to the outer circumstances of our lives. That's what prayer is about. If you want to learn more about that, here's my next plug. I'm teaching prayer fundamentals starting February 3rd on Tuesday nights for 6 weeks. But if you have come to the New Thought tradition because you believe that New Thought promised something that you could gain through prayer, you can gain something through prayer. You can gain a shift in your experience consciously. And here's what happens. We teach a formulaic method for prayer, but prayer, the technique of prayer is anything that works. It's another thing I always say, the technique of prayer is anything that works. And so what works for you to fundamentally shift your mind, to change your beliefs, to do the inner work, to change something within the self, and allowing that inner change to impel us into action. Because I think sometimes we think, I'm going to pray and everything around me is going to change. It will not change without your participation. It will not change without your participation. And so prayer is for allowing us to, clarify the path, to clarify what it is we seek to express and experience. And now I'm going to ask this question. When is it that we are using prayer? This is a rhetorical question. I want you to consider for yourself, when is it that you are utilizing prayer in your life? Because I think a lot of us have an established prayer practice, right? We take the time, perhaps in the morning or in the evening, midday, perhaps at all those times we have a specific prayer practice like, okay, now is the time I'm going to engage in the practice of prayer. We have it here in the celebration in our service. We have a time where a prayer chaplain joins us, and it is a form of formal prayer. But here's the thing. We use prayer every single moment of every single day. Because whatever we are thinking and believing is what is coming to pass in our experience. And so the job for us perhaps then becomes allowing ourselves to guide our thoughts and our beliefs consistently. Here's the thing, you don't have to adopt a formal prayer practice if you approach life from the point of view that it's all prayer. because your whole life then becomes formalized in prayer. I mean, isn't the goal really that we have allowed ourselves to come into an expression and experience of life where we don't have to worry about it anymore? That kind of is what I would like. You know, I sometimes joke and I say the best work that I could do is put myself out of business because y'all get it to such a degree that you don't have to keep showing up here for classes. You don't have to keep showing up here for Sunday service. You're just out there living your most magnificent life. I would miss you too. Thank you, Sherry. Live life. This is my call. Live life as though it is prayer. Begin to understand your life is prayer. Live life as though it is prayer. One of my ministerial colleagues, Reverend Kathy Ann Lewis, had this to offer. I love this. She said this: prayer is not a spare wheel that you pull out when you're in trouble. Use it as a steering wheel that keeps you on the right path throughout your life. Isn't that a good one? Yeah. I think far too frequently we forget. We are going about our lives and we forget and we forget and we forget, and we're like, oh my gosh, everything's falling apart. Time to pray. No, the time to pray was before. The time to pray was remembering that you are creating your life in every single moment. That's the time. You don't have to call it prayer. You can call it affirmative thinking. You can call it whatever you want. But let us let go of the notion that we're always having to turn to prayer only to fix things. Prayer is here to be that steering wheel. I can certainly use that steering wheel. Part of what came up for me in preparing for today's message is to ask this question. With respect to vision and aligned with this notion of prayer that I am creating every single experience, what is it, this is the question, what is it that I am not seeing because my life is comfortable? I live in a considerable amount of comfort in my life. And I think sometimes that blinds me to what's happening beyond my experience of comfort. What is it that I am not seeing because my life is comfortable? It's a question about privilege. Am I living and practicing privilege blindly? The spiritual practice of prayer is a way that we can expand compassion beyond our personal comfort. And we are called more so now than ever, I believe, to do just that, to step beyond our comfort zone and to vision that world, to concretize that vision through the practice, the spiritual practice of prayer that we teach, and allow ourselves to be impelled into action rooted in that vision. Are you with me on that? Because that, for me, is how we are going to fundamentally change all the devastating things we're seeing around us. But I have to get past my own level of comfort in order to do this. Mastering the practice, it takes discipline. It takes discipline, right? To live a life from an affirmative point of view takes discipline. It's very easy to get pulled off of the path, right? Reverend Hypatia Hasbrook had this to say. She said, to master positive prayer, we need to be as regular and disciplined as musicians are in music. If you do not know how much work these magnificent beings over here have put into their lives to create what is created in this celebration every single week, you are grossly underestimating all the work. It's a lot of work, isn't it? It has been a lot of work, but it's work that you love too. Yeah, so, what if we approach the notion of putting that much work, loving work, into the practice of prayer and master it, absolutely master it, to such a degree that nothing else will ever go awry. Now, I said last week that We can never eliminate conflict. How are we going to then address conflict in our lives from a spiritual, positive, affirmative point of view? What's that, Wendy? Of love, yes. Yes, yes. Live from the point of view of love. There is nothing, here's the thing, there's nothing special about prayer. What? There is nothing special about prayer that cannot be practically used by every single person on this planet. Prayer is not reserved for spiritual masters. Prayer is the purview of every single one of us. And so how are you embracing that and putting it to use in your life? I really want us to leave today with this. Utilize the practice. Utilize the practice that we offer here. See how your life transforms because of it. You know, many people discount their own voice because that's what we're taught to do culturally. We're taught to diminish ourselves. We call it humility, but we diminish ourselves. We discount our own voice. We discount our own worth, and I'm here to say no more. No more. We are taught as a culture to believe the worst stories about ourselves. And trust me, I have a lot of history with this. Remember I said I come from the background of theater? Have you ever read a review of yourself? I've had glowing reviews. I've had less than glowing reviews. What reviews are you paying attention to in your life? Because everyone around you is probably offering some kind of review. What are you paying attention to? What are you choosing to believe in that feedback? I would like to believe that when we come together as a spiritual community every single week here in this facility and online, however we're connecting as a community, that the reviews are glowing. That's what I choose to believe. I choose to look upon the faces of every single individual here and understand that what I am seeing is the face of love, the face of divinity itself. What reviews are you paying attention to? I get a lot of reviews as a minister. Some glowing, some not glowing. What am I choosing to listen to? Prayer is a method that we can apply to retrain our sense of identity. And that's really what the most important aspect of prayer is for me. Prayer is the method that we can apply to retrain our identity. In the 5-step prayer process that we teach, the initial steps are grounded in this. And they're grounded really in those first 2 principles. God is all there is, and that is our identity. The wholeness of our being is divine. God is all there is, and that is our identity. And if we are living from that point of view, here's what happens. The rest of the prayer doesn't matter. Because if you live from the point of view of God is all there is, and that is who and what I am. In fact, if you even got rid of that's who and what I am, because if God is all there is, you cannot be separate from it. So just say, God is all there is. I wasn't expecting that, but I love it. Let's say it again. God is all there is. There's nothing else that exists. Nothing. And you are the power. You are the presence. You are the light. You are the life. You are the intelligence, the wisdom, the imagination of this magnificent divinity that is flowing forth as creation. What will you do with it today? Create. That's our only job, is to create the lives we seek to experience. That's our only job. Whoa, here I go. I'm about to levitate. We are not imposters. We are the expression of the vision it is that we purport to offer every single week. We are humanity awakened to its spiritual magnificence. We are that. So let us consider doing what that song invites us to do, to dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time, because my call is to simplify my life, to simplify through the practice of prayer, Let it become a simple daily practice. Yes, if that's where you are. I choose to believe that every single moment is a prayer. And so I am living, I choose to express and exhibit myself as a living embodiment of prayer. And it takes determination, it takes dedication to live from that point of view, to simplify, to stop, breathe, and recenter. By the way, if you just did that with me, you just expressed and experienced an entire prayer. That's how simple this can be, to stop, to breathe, and just recenter. The other part of this call is to simplify with awareness. The key to true change for anything in our lives is awareness. An awareness of who I am. An awareness of how am I in relation to everything around me. What is that relationship to everything that I perceive to be happening in this world? Who will you choose to be? How will you choose to act from the point of view of awareness? Simplify. Notice the blind spots in your life. I'm endeavoring to do that more and more, to notice the blind spots in my own life. And in every single instance, to choose compassion over convenience. Simplify the vision, and your life will clarify. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. If I can, so can you. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. Thank you. Oh, each week, as you know, most of you know, I offer a practice that we can apply in our lives practically. Call it the life practice, and this is the encouragement this week, to practice prayer every day this week. Notice at least one place, and this is kind of in three parts. So practice prayer every day this week. That's part one. Number two, notice at least one place where you can expand compassion beyond convenience. I want you to really think about that. What does that mean? Compassion beyond convenience. It means breaking through what might be a comfort zone to step into the practice of compassion for others. Notice at least one place where you can expand compassion beyond convenience and take one concrete step moving from receiving to serving. Now, we want to keep everything in balance. We want to live in that infinite balance of circulation. Receiving and giving are two sides of the same coin. But I really want us to step into a consciousness of serving. And as someone is engaged in serving, trusting and knowing that those whom we serve are also open to receive, and we keep the infinite flow going. That's the practice this week. All right, let's take a breath. Considering for a moment an idea, perhaps one notion that has resonated profoundly. Letting that idea, letting that mental idea be present, not just in mind, but in heart. Allowing a deeper sensation of this goodness that we all are, just allowing.
Embrace the stillness. Embrace the stillness. Embrace the breath. Embrace the breath. Embrace the spirit of love. Embrace the stillness. Embrace the light. Embrace the power. Of love.
Let's take this opportunity to engage in this practice of prayer, settling in and relaxing first and foremost, releasing anything that has preceded this moment, letting go of any anticipation for what is to unfold, and acknowledging we are here. We are here. We are here in this moment. We are the presence, living in the present. This is what I choose to know and understand. For there is only this one infinite power and presence. There is only this one source. There's only one creative resource. And all that is the outpicturing of that thing itself. And the outpicturing is the thing itself in its fullness. And we are, each and every one of us, part of that. We are the light, the life, the love, the peace, the beauty, the joy of God itself. And from this point of view, I trust and know that the vision we carry for a more compassionate world comes into expression through our impulse into action through this practice of prayer. And so I remain in a constant state of prayerful practice in every single moment. And I trust and know that each and every one of us opens up to the awareness that every thought, every belief, every feeling rooted and flowing forth is a prayer, and our lives are showing up accordingly. And so I choose the good. I choose the productive. I choose the constructive, and I choose love. I choose love. And it is with a grateful and compassionate heart that I simply allow this to be. In deep appreciation, I call this so and affirm it by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Embrace the stillness. Embrace the now. Embrace the Spirit. Of love. Embrace the stillness. Embrace the stillness. Embrace the breath. Embrace the breath. Embrace the Spirit. Embrace the Spirit of love.
So deeply grateful. I am so deeply grateful. As we have adopted a new paradigm in our community, we no longer are actively passing the baskets, but we are going to acknowledge the understanding of our infinite abundance. And so please do know that there are ways that you can contribute financially to support the work that we do here at Unity of Tucson, to support this community, to support all that we are and all that we choose to be. Electronic ways to give. There are donation opportunities if you're giving by cash or check by the entrances. But part of what I would like to always acknowledge is that this practice of acknowledging and understanding our abundance translates to our personal lives deeply. And so as we are in a giving state of mind, it opens us up also to receive and to remain in that infinite flow. So we have adopted this new abundance prayer, which is an adaptation of a prayer that was originally written by Lowell Fillmore. And today, to guide us in stating that prayer out loud, is one of our glorious prayer chaplains, Deb Benson.
Thank you. Good morning. I love this prayer because it's the way I want to live my life. So will you say with me, I have the faith of the source as my instant and constant supply and supplier. I have the faith of the one to open ways when, to the human sense, there seems to be no way. I have the faith of the infinite to guide me in all ways, knowing health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. I am steeped in gratitude and appreciation for the abundant good now flowing forth, meeting my every need. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Deb. Let's find out what's happening at Unity of Tucson.
Good morning, Unity of Tucson. It's Sunday, January 25th, 2026, and here's what's happening in our magnificent spiritual community. Today at 4 p.m., we continue our monthly satellite service in Saddlebrook, held on the fourth Sunday of each month at the beautiful Desert View Performing Arts Center. Join us for an inspiring afternoon of connection and spirit, and be sure to invite friends and neighbors in the area to share the experience. The 70th Anniversary Platinum Gala is only 7 weeks away. Join us March 14th at 4 p.m. at the Skyline Country Club as we honor the past and step boldly into a brilliant future. This will be an evening of celebrating your spiritual community. Are you ready to activate the power of prayer in your life? Join Dr. Jonathan in person or via Zoom for Prayer Fundamentals. This is a 6-week course where we explore the basics of affirmative prayer and put it to practical use. Whether you are simply longing to grow spiritually or seeking to train as a prayer chaplain, this class is for you. Class meets Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. starting February 3rd. Sign up in the bookstore or online for only $120. Potluck is next Sunday. Bring a dish to share with your fellow community members before the annual membership meeting. This meeting is a chance to celebrate our journey, hear what's unfolding, and take part in shaping our evolution as a spiritual cooperative. Your presence matters, so please join us. Don't forget, Sunday service time is changing beginning February 8th. We're excited to bring back our 9:30 a.m. guided meditation, followed by our 10 a.m. celebration. Events, classes, connection. To find out more, swing by our community alcove located next to the Desert Light Book and Gift Store, or refer to the weekly printed flyer available in the lobby, or explore online at unitytucson.com. Make your week magnificent.
Yes, and the glorious Sandy Solomon has joined me here on the platform because she has something that she would like to offer. You want to use this mic, right? Yes, beautiful.
Good morning. Good morning. So I'm going to ask about 3 or 4 questions, and I invite you to, oh yes, there it is, and I invite you to say yes, all right? So are we going to have the most magnificent gala ever?
Yes.
Yes. Can you see yourself at the Skyline Country Club on a beautiful Saturday night on March the 14th?
Yes.
We're going to be dancing. Yes.
Yes.
Eating fantastic food.
Yes.
And so have you got your donation form in to me? Not maybe so much. All right. So let's talk about this, all right? So, who in your world could donate something? Yeah, do you get your hair cut? Of course you do. You get your teeth cleaned? Yes, you do. Do you have a favorite artist? Oh, that's you. Of course you do. All right. Do you see what I'm wearing? I got this 2 years ago at the silent auction. Yes, there's some beautiful things. Okay, so I want to introduce you to something. You may say, Sandy, I am just not a salesman. You don't have to be. Right here, we have a letter. I know you cannot see this, but I'm going to have these in the foyer after the service. It was written by Jonathan. Phenomenal letter. All you have to do is go to one of these people and say, we're having a silent auction. Would you like to participate? Give them this form. It tells them everything. It gives them ideas, and it tells them what we're going to do for them. It's a phenomenal letter. Follow up 2 days later, you have it, all right? The other thing I want to introduce you to is the donation form. This is really important. So you may not have something yet, but you think you're going to. You know you're going to. You fill out this form: name, address, phone number, a description. Then Deb Benson and I are going to start putting this information in, so when you bring the item in, you're already in the computer. I've got these too. So you can start bringing forms and items starting today, okay, through March the 8th. We want everything here by that date, all right? And I know there's going to be more questions about that. That's why I'm out there, to answer all your questions. So the next time that I get up here and I say, do you have your donation form in? What am I going to hear?
Yes.
You've got it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, thank you. And I see our magnificent Dee Brady, who is going to tell us what our awesome, magnificent youth were up to today. Hi, Dee.
Hi, everybody. So today is National Opposite Day. So while she was saying yes, we were looking at each other, no, because today is National Opposite Day. So we made some notes in crayon, of course, my favorite writing tool. Yeah, of course. But so today's message is, we sat and talked about what is opposites. So today it actually bit me because I said, don't move, and they all got up and moved. So, because it means move. That's right. So it kind of bit me a little bit, but the message today is opposites are not meant to divide us. Opposites reveal. Reveal to go deeper in what we need to see. They also complete us, because everybody is different. So we talked about that and what it means to have opposites in life. So that is the message of the week.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who made today's celebration so extraordinary. I want to say thank you to Sherry Hoffman and Pamela Hopkins for guiding us in the Flames of Faith ceremony. Thank you for your service. I want to say thank you to Deb Benson for guiding us in the abundance prayer today, and to Sherry Thomas for guiding us with her reading in affirmation and also in our prayer. Sherry and Deb will be available here in the sanctuary following the completion of the celebration just in a few minutes to pray with you. If you would like a moment of prayer with one of our glorious prayer chaplains, they are here in service to you. Anyone who's wearing a purple stole is here as a prayer chaplain, and when they wear the purple stole, that says that they are willing to pray with you as well. But officially, Sherry and Deb are on duty today, so please do seek them out and their prayer consciousness. I want to say thank you to everybody in the bookstore. Carol, thank you so much for all that you do in the bookstore. I want to say thank you to Karimon and Jerry. You're in the bookstore too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say thank you to our greeters and our hospitality team. I want to say thank you to our magnificent technical team, Wally and Don and Jim and Gavin back there. Thank you so much for your service. I want to say an extraordinary thank you to these hardworking musicians. Let's hear it for Aaron and Paul and Raphael and Linda. And I want to say thank you once again to each and every one of you for making your presence known here in this thing called life. Not just here at Unity of Tucson, but you've decided to show up in life. And for that, I am indeed grateful. As we complete our time here today, we'll share this prayer of divine awareness, which will guide us into our final song. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen.
Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate. Look for the good in everyone and celebrate. so free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a